Hey guys, welcome to another news breakdown here on Soto Pop. Alright, as always, I'm your host of Frozen Stratos, and today we've only got some Soto news to cover, but it is some significant stuff. So let's just dive right into our first news bit, Kamen Rider Jin. Now, these are our first looks at him. He's going to be in AI-03 alongside Hirobi, which, you know, largely he is the same mold as. All the painted detail as well, all the considerations are the same, I should say, because the straps, the chest, all that, same amount of paint, same paint in the same places, just slightly different colors. The only few things that sets him apart, head is completely painted and is a different one. That's pretty obvious there. He does come with the same weapon though, so you know, it's nice that he gets his own. And on top of that, he has a separate back plate. So that back plate you can swap out. And they wanted to note that these wings here are actually the smaller versions seen earlier in the show itself. And then there are larger versions, or at least a more splayed out version later on in the show. So they were only able to make these smaller ones from earlier, and they wanted to say, hey, we couldn't make them in this wave, hopefully we'll get to them in the next wave, we hope you'll forgive us. And of course, we do, because they do awesome work. Anyway, next up, we want to talk about the detailing here on all these silvery bits, specifically on the chest, and then over on the shoulder. Now, in order to get this effect, the blog is translated by Google to say that there's a process called graining. They don't go too in depth about how it's done, but they do say they're able to get smaller details on certain areas, like not big areas obviously, but smaller areas like this, to really bring out, I don't know, that really nice detailing that it has in the show, and I think it's very effective. It looks very good. Another thing to note is that Hirobi does actually have this. They didn't talk about it last week because his parts are black and it was a little harder to see. Anyway, we have the full wave layout, and again, it's looking like another figure has a lot more packed into it in this wave than Hirobi. That dude's got the short end of the stick when it comes to budget. But yeah, that's it for Hirobi. No, Jin. But the blog went on to go to O's. They said they wanted to do Gatakiriba, Latarata, and Sagozo last week, but this week he wasn't able to get to it due to things that we'll talk about. So right now, only Gatakiriba, and then next week we'll be talking about Latarata and Sagozo. So let's dive into Gatakiriba, and obviously he's going to be taking up two of the boxes in the wave. And again, don't worry, you're gonna have enough for every single form. So yeah. Next up we have, they really just wanted to talk about the arms here. Specifically the swords, because you have two sets of them in order to display it two different ways. Look, this wasn't the most interesting part of the blog post. There was actually something else pretty big that they did. Alright, so yeah, that was pretty incredible. Full disclosure though, they didn't make that. I did, because I worked hard on that. But they did actually get, and this was the original blog poster guy, D-Man, I think, and he actually had one of these boxes sent to him. Now, we aren't actually getting this. This is not a retail set that you can buy. They just sent it to his desk as a joke, but 5 wasn't enough for him, so he ordered 15 more. And we were treated to all of those glorious pictures of 20 Gatakiribas. And it was beautiful. So again, I know that there was probably some other stuff in this part of the post, but obviously I don't care. This was the most entertaining. And hey, if you feel like you want to do something like this, there is a hashtag that he wants you to use, the Gatakiriba challenge. I don't know if so this is translated. What you're seeing is translated. So go into the links in the description and actually head to the blog post itself to find the actual hashtag. And then also put it in English too if you'd like. Yeah, so Gatakiriba, that was incredible. But that's not all they had in store. They did give us a little bit of a overview of AI02 just because it's coming out again. And, you know, it's stuff we already knew. So they bookended it with something we didn't know. They gave us a teaser image for Metal Build. And they did want to note that this is going to be retailed just like Grease Perfect Kingdom. So, this is great. What's more is that, and Malunas pointed this out to me in the podcast episode that you guys will listen to tomorrow, hopefully, but the head looks pretty solid in terms of, like, the way it's constructed. It's not the two halves like the standard Hazard heads are built as, and it makes sense because the rabbit half of this was connected to the tank half of the head, that sprue, so it would make sense to just completely make a new mold and just make a new head. Yeah, so this looks fantastic. I'm really excited. We're not entirely sure when this is coming out. It might be AI03. Who knows? The movie, the V Cinema, just came out in Japan, I believe, to coincide. Well, the Perfect Kingdom Soto figure came out in and around the same time as that V Cinema. So yeah, look forward to seeing that soon. Anyway, they also said Metal Build was a heavily requested one in the surveys, so make sure to fill those out. And don't forget, we are seeing premium Bandai Soto products in American retail. You can order them at Amazon. Premium Bandai stuff. So obviously, there's a Western market that they want to hit, and it would behoove us to use this survey and tell them what we want. Anyway, that's about it for the Soto blog this week, guys. If you like this episode, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to hear more from us each week. Sorry about the delay on this episode. I was really working hard to put that visual stuff together. If this video goes down and the music is not there the second time I post it, it's probably because I wasn't allowed to use the music. Sorry. But I really wanted to make it cool. I have a preview of it in the links in the description if you wanted to see some of that with the actual sound. Also, I know that the Copa stuff is happening and could affect this channel. I know there are some people saying it's a big deal, some people saying it's not. For the time being, we're just going to set our stuff to 4 kids. Yeah, it's really gonna suck come January. I just wanted to let you know that this is how we are going to handle it moving forward. We just don't want to deal with the legal issues that this could bring up. And then also, you know, if the news episodes start going away, that might be because of it. We might end up moving more toward the podcast side of things, just because this won't be as viable anymore. Who knows? If you really want to see more of this new stuff, tell me in the comments down below, and I will keep doing it regardless, because this is something that I really love to do. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Keep it juicy.